Good morning, good morning. Welcome to the breakfast show. I hope you can hear, and I do hope that this video will find you in good health. And of course, last night we did had the correction we were really not looking for. Of course, the market has got ahead of itself, which means I'm referring to the US market, but the Malaysian market is definitely on the right. I would say it's all like leading indicator because it actually fell 3 days before the US market falling. It's kind of surprised actually if you've been observing this market in here. The KLCI market, really on correlation, it's actually a leading indicator for much of the Dow Jones. But unfortunately, when it does lead like what we've seen right now, right, but there are times when the US market tend to go forward, and that's not easy. But let's take a look what we have for you this morning in our breakfast show with VSA 360. And welcome. Do share this in the video timeline. So this morning we'll be talking about why the KLCI is breaking down, and it's no surprises if you have been following either the VSA 360 or the Smart Robie apps. You will definitely notice there was a red pentagon on the KLCI already, and it's really much even the day before. Last week we were talking about likelihood where the futures already turned red pentagon and it's likely to be on the S3 distribution, and no doubt the last 2 days we saw this big sell-off, almost a 20-point sell-off, and also foreign funds is actually partly to be responsible for what we've seen so far. So is there any potential trade from the Pentagon Guider on the intraday? Let's take a look at it this morning in here. And of course, if you are inexperienced, the VSA 360 will do the hard work, especially right now with the VSA 360. We have the insider buying and selling new features with benefit, which we will definitely explore. And of course, if you have not tried out our insider buying and selling charts guide, make sure you sign up for a 10-day free trial to learn more, and just contact that number 010-266-9761. And of course, we'd like to hear your feedback. Just go over to our QR code here and feedback. And pretty much the VSA 360 is the flagship of all our analytics, and with intraday alert right now with the 2023 features of insider buying and selling available right now. Let's take a look at this morning where we are for our VSA 360, and definitely we want to open up this and look into the market. So let's look into the dashboard here, and you can see market has rebounded back, but no doubt it has turned red pentagon here. You can see this is a red pentagon, and the SGX STI here is still green, but it's still down. Hang Seng has turned red, and noted also Dow Jones has turned red. So it's just a matter of time before the SGX has turned red. So that's usually how this market tend to follow in here. There were some stocks are still doing kind of well in here. VBL, YGL, PTRB. Top gainer is Toyo Wen, which is up 7%. MYEG is rebounding 6%. There will come some kind of question people did ask about last week on the MYEG, and I've just addressed that through the insider buying also on Wednesday. So make sure you check out the Wednesday in here. But so far you could see everything is pretty green in here, and you can see right now one of the features you can also note, you can double click here, that would also take you to the stock itself, and also check out the it's already turned red pentagon, whether there's any buying and any selling in. Let's take a look at this. Last 3 months this is usually QL. We are more interested in the kind of what we say, let me just pause this 1,000 shares is insignificant. The buying is Lo Teng Lam. Lo Teng Lam is one of our member, right? If Lo, you are listening, we can pick you up from here onwards. You're actually buying at the support in here for QL. And then we have selling EPSO 1.4. Lo Teng Lam was bought 1,000 share, which is here. Good for you, Teng Lam. And also we have call to buy from here onwards. So right now there's a lot of more selling. EPS is really selling into this rally kind of thing. So that when you're much dependent on the respective of the chart rather than, but QL has always been one of the performer in here. Let's take a look at some other shares. Of course, you can always get hold of the VSA 60 or just click on this end of this chart to find out. Let's take a look at what we have this morning. None on the alert list here on my list, but let's take a look at some of the stocks That is high. Renewco has turned red. Pretty much everything is turned red except for Kawan Food. Let's take a look at Kawan Food, whether we do have any insider buying and selling. And if you can find some, you can see Kawan Food has turned green pentagon in here. All right, let's take a look. This thing is coming up in here. Switch to a 3-month. There's only one transfer, Go Tiam Hock. There was call to buy way back in November, which is 282. So if you do see that through, then we'll be, there's not much of the thing in here. Go Tiam, this last transfer is Gan Tiam Hock. This is Gam Tiam Chai. Let's take a look who is Gam Tiam. All right, very quickly, he is the ED. So since it's a gun, likely it is of family member stocks being transferred, which is fair amount, 304,000 shares being transferred over there. Right, so let's see if this stocks, again, this is the kind of company that generally will sort of do well. I don't think you're going to lose much of the money with this. And looking from here, you don't have any PA, but ROE is 10% here. Risk to reward is not too bad, 1.5, so it does make a kind of trading shares in here. And if you have bought Kawan Food some time back, holding it for more than 6-7 years, this is still pretty much trading below. So it hasn't been a great kind of stocks. You can see way back then, average yearly return is about 2% if you just sort of average them out here. Okay, just somehow the guide in here. And DNO has turned red. All right, QHEFS has turned red pentagon. DG, BAT, RGT, XL, Force, Anju. So we all know because the KLCI has definitely turned red pentagon too in here. All right, and then one way to look at it, which I will go into next. But let's take a look at the energy sectors continue to dominate the in here, but turning weaker. A lot of things actually started on the green pentagon, but starting to turn red right now. Okay, let's open up this here. And this is something we want to talk about here. You could see the foreign funds flow. So there was only one occasion, and that occasion was on the 2nd of February. I was hoping, really, let's open this up and let's talk about in here. And we were really hoping that the foreign funds will come in a bit more, but you can see there was a big sell-off here. 222 million, that was where, you know, the sell-off that we've seen. You see the big drop, and right now, as long as we have these net outflows, things doesn't look very, very rosy for the KLCI, as I said before in here. So this is the kind of situation that we're in. Let's look at next on the Pentagon. Now here, okay, we're just waiting in here. So you can see technology has turned red. Pretty much everything, only energy is green pentagon in here. The whole KLCI isn't, but also keep in mind, in the longer run, which I did talk about on Wednesday, if you look at the so-called seasonally monthly return for the KLCI in here, it's not turning too good. So it's just going to be more of a trading environment situation where you buy and you hold. And I will talk a bit more on the insider trading where you can get the kind of, so you can see here 2 negative outflow, and you can see, I'm not surprised if year 2023 even ended with a negative return, despite KLCI was one of the best GDP growth, minus 8% in here. Check out the newsletter that I've sent out, which did have that figure in here. So a lot of these things is actually coming down in here. So KLCI, in hindsight, that you're already informed, it's not a stock that you can really want to hold for a longer time inside here. It's more of a trading. You can see those stocks that trade very well, the big movement generally are those what we call the penny stocks and so forth, and those are the ones that you really want to, you know, put in. Pelican has done much better, you know, you can see. Let's take a look at Pelican and let's see if there is any insider buying. And now, right, so this is still a rated 4 with a very low PE, gone up a fair bit. Pelican, there was one buying here, and let's see, were there any more buy? Oh, there was a lot of buying right at the below in here. Look at Hui, here is where the support 1, 2 and 3, there was 2 occasions of buying in here, and then turn green pentagon, and then since it has sort of really gone up, this mark here, Pelican in here, which I did bought early on, but I got up too soon actually. You could see Lu Kiam Hui bought, let's open this up a bit and you can see, and that's one of the real reason if you really want to use VSA 360. Before you buy anything, you can always check out 2.5 million shares, another 2.5 million shares, and then he's still buying 70k, but he's buying less. So having said that, and Lu Hui Kiet, is that the same guy? Yep, it is. So we can click on and check who he is. He's the CEO of Swift Haulage, but buying Pelican. Maybe that's going to be some sort of oh yeah, he is been 10 different companies. Okay, so Pelican also in here, and this is interesting person. You can see he's been accumulating and probably end up to be a big shareholder, but definitely he is the only guy that really pushing these shares in here, being a friendly insider. You can see this kind of stocks, if you can see, really one person buying, and always, all right, check it out in here with the VSA 360, something that you cannot live without in here. There was a big movement, 50 cent to 60 cent. There was a nice move here, and today is up 0.9% in here, and that's how you want to discover this kind of shares, like how we discovered it too. Okay, and okay, let's go on to where were we just now previously? I've been lost count of it already. All right, some of those shares that we have, going back to our dashboard here. Okay, we are up 4 points this morning in here, and just now we were just looking some of these shares inside here. Yes, we found it from in here. So some of the big shares, big movement, you can see from here onwards. It's true, like Corizo, you can also check it out in here to see any kind of buying, and then eventually you'll come down to some sort of a relationship, and that's what I really talk about it in this talk on Wednesday in here. So make sure you check it out if you have not done so, on the insider buying and selling. That will give you some insight. What it simply says, and we done our research, even if the market is down, if you are buying using the age of insider buying and selling, you still come out with abnormal return, having said what we're in here. Okay, because right now we can see the next two months, if you want to be insistent in the market, this is where likelihood the market is going to be on the downside in here. You need to have that edge, knowing where insider buying and selling in here, right? Let's move on to next. The KLCI right now is below the schematic diagram here, and you can see the red pentagon is already here. It broke through the 40-day support right in here, and you should know after the S3 distribution is going to be going to a S4 markdown in here. Let's also look at the peak value too. This is the KLCI, which I've talked about in here. The red pentagon came in on the 5th of February in here, broken through the 40-day moving. You notice the 40-day moving average was that support. Once it break through, red pentagon indicated right in here. And also I'll talk about the number of positive update as of the green pentagon or the blue trend zone that you see here. It's traditionally been about 22 bars, and we're just spot on. As I said before, once you know that kind of thing, continue to take profit as you go in. But KLCI has been down 3 bars in here, and then you have to start thinking of buying right now. You can see in here thinking of buying right now, because we don't have the kind of trend that we see in US. So it's 1 month up, 1 month down. And also if you've been following the inflation news and event which is happening also in US, and also the Ukraine war, we're coming to spring, another new war will be coming up. So that is again likely to hike up that inflation, and of course that's why the market remember, the stock market is always the leading indicator coming to it in here. So now going to stage 4. If you can look also from the futures chart, which is a good indicator, it actually turned red pentagon sooner than the KLCI market in here, which is not good, which I said before. Cross down for the breakdown of the 40-day moving, and likely we'll see the railway track crossing down. That means the trend is turning down. But I do think that the 1460 level, which is a good support in here, right here. So the KLCI is in stage 4. Can we find any intraday shares? Let's check it out also this morning in here. But let's look at the 3rd of February. Now remember, early on, the 5th of February was the KLCI turned down, and the stocks that we have, LBS and GUH, right? Those two stocks which actually turned green pentagon, also fell. You can see here touching the 200 moving average and then subsequently fell. So these stocks, you should be out by then. If there's no follow through, some of these stocks, as I said before, the general trend are not there. Most of these stocks should not do well. So let's take a, so what is the way around it in here? Because we still need that kind of insider support in here. So one of the ways we want to look at is to focus on the insider chart, which I'll talk about next. Now the VSA 360 this morning, as of 9:55, we couldn't find anything. Many of them actually has turned red pentagon. Let's check out our premium alert here and going to the intraday alert and see if they find any. Yep, we got something, right? These are just overtake of the UP. Last one was 9:28. You could see here. So Pine, no, this one's too up. MNRB, okay. You got SPT. This is still in the nice uptrend. If something you want to check it out, overtake the UT, but these are for advanced. We still stick to our Pentagon guider. So that's one of the way you can, grab hold of the free trial or use the VSA 360. That will be definitely great in here. So nothing on this morning in here, so we don't have any alert. But let's focus on the tension. At least we do have something, some stocks we want to look at, the insider and buying. Now this is from one of the great investor from Peter Lynch, which we did cover on Wednesday. If not, check out the Wednesday live video that we have done. In the insider might sell their shares for a number of reasons, but when they buy, there's only one, because they think the price will rise, and that's from Peter Lynch. So, and also we want to study the effect of insider buying on market efficiency. Now this is a study done back in 2003 and 2000, and also confirm what it says, right? It simply says that even the market is bad or good, right? And in a period of 8 months to 3 years, if you see continuous insider buying, you are able to make money. So insider who make informal decision to buy this, right, can make absolute return 3.2% from owning the stock up to 114 days. And we have seen that, just now what stock we were looking at. Yeah, Pelican, right? You have seen Pelican started to move up in here. So if you have some of these stocks, right, and you can see insider buying, that's definitely great in here to know that. Right, in our VSA 360, we have not only the insider buying and selling, we also have the investment analyst call to buy, which is shown on CB, the blue color, and also CH is the call to hold. We did see the call to hold for the MYEG, and of course we have transfer, where there's an internal transfer from shareholder A to shareholder B, and then we have others are bonus issue share. Let me just show you what I mean from here, and let's take a look at the MYEG. Okay, so MYEG, you can't do away with the insider information, especially that will give you the kind of edge. So right now the market has popped back up again, and you can see there's a lot of call to buy, and this was updated. Call to hold 93 cents, call to buy at 130, call to buy. Who bought some more? A lot. KWAP bought 17.4 million, 5 million the owner, 8 million sold, right? So KWAP set 14, and this is the buy call. Okay, another buy call. So a lot of institutions are supporting this stocks in here, and also there was some news right at below here by the time it's going to pop up here. But of course, longer term, this stock, you can't make money. You can see from here, right? Buying and holding is not. When you have some sort of return, it's better to just, here you go. MYEG concession may be extended. Okay, this is that concession to, you have to check out more score, big win, top shortlisted, rebound active, CY Park, and no linking to end contract, closes 26 law immigration in here. There was a report that the shortfall, which is on the Star paper this morning in here. But let's see. I think in the longer run, just like what the insider report, the academic report from UPM said before, you can make up, but this one will take some time to it. You need to see more of the institutional buying in here, and before you start to move up, right? Just don't jump in here. Make sure you have some sort of reasoning in here. But right now it has turned red pen, or maybe you just want to wait for the market to rebound back again. This morning is down 0.7%. Due to that news over there, and we will be catching it back on this stock regularly using our insider buying and selling in here. All right, so that's interesting to look at. You can see the timing frame. Now the power insider buying is it, and hopefully we do think that usually when you have such a big fall like MYEG, the market's not going to go like CY Park. We need to see a lot of this kind of accumulation, and I did talk about the setup for a nice move up in here. So make sure you check out the live video I talked about on Wednesday with the series of buying, the setup, the green pentagon, and that's going to put you into a nice position. Show a lot of green in here, and then eventually the CY Park up 150% in here. We are not targeting 150%, we're targeting maybe like 30%, just like the previous report, but within the period of 3 months in here. Hit time to take profit in here. Toyo Wen continue to go higher in here, but once you have that profit in you, it's good. But also at the same time, especially if you are beginner and those who want to be in and out, following the insider buying will definitely give you that edge in here. So let's look at who is buying. Now before that, last week, remember last Friday, we did talk about this stock NWP. Let's take a look at where is NWP this morning here. So NWP, is it up or down? It's up 1.85. You can see still going up. Very nice one here. You can see Dato Tan Lek Hua, is that I think is he a owner? Tan Lek Hua, no, he's been buying a lot. 2 million, 1 million, 1 million, and that's also you notice, right? Like 3rd of February just now, right? The stock fell, right? This was 7th or 3rd of February, somewhere around here, right? You can see 3rd of February, the market fall. But when you have insider buying, the floor still can jalan. Why is that? Right? It's because this kind of mopping up of the demand and supply has already been taken up. And if you look back last 9 months, right, you can see a lot of buying in here. So maybe even the stock doesn't make money. But remember what Peter Lin say, when they sell, there's 1,000 of reasons. When they buy, there's only one reason. It's likely to go higher. Will this be true? For NWP, what do you think? Let me know on the comment in here. So this will definitely put you into the right spot and something that you cannot do without it too. All right, so NWP, continue. Now let's look at one of the chart that we intend to study will be Tenco. Okay, TENCO. Now this is quite interesting. One of the reader brought it out, and you can see from here. Let's go down to Tenco, the VSA 360 chart here. Right, you can see Tenco. Okay, so let's bring up Tenco here, and it's up 1%, and Tenco continued to move up. This was one, and very interesting. You can see he was selling. Okay, let's open this up chart here, Tenco. So let's spread it out a bit on 6 months, clicking on 6 months. So you can see he was selling 6 million shares, then another 15 million, 15 million, 15 million, 15 million, 30 million. Right, and another one, 30 million. There's a lot of selling in here. Then he bought some 2.7 million. Oh, sorry, you can't see that. So let me just make it a bit smaller so you can see this. Okay, then you can see here 2.7 million. Make it wider a bit here. 2.7 million, but he sold 25 million. What is this telling you? From a standpoint of volume spread analysis. All right. There was a lot of buying. He bought 123 million. You see that, right? 113 million. 123 million, 3 million. Same Dato Andrew Tan Jun Swan. Of course, we can check it out later. 50 million. So he was really buying here. Now that he has it in here, I do think this stock is going to go up because why? You can also see part and parcel of this. There was a lot of transfer, a lot of share transfer. So he was taking ownership. And I do think that this is definitely the CEO. Tenco, apa dia nama? Dato Tan. Yeah, let's take a look at this. Tan Jun Swan, which is University of Melbourne in Commerce. 42 years old only. ED, he's an ED or Tenco. Okay, Dato Sri. Okay, Tenco property gun. So do take note. This kind of shares you can see how a good example how really to study the movement of the smart money that you see in here. All right, so. Who knows this stock? Let's check out next week how high can it push. But definitely when he pushes, he will sell into. So that also comes to something that we taught before, right? I think insider buy on wholesale. Like you can see here, big amount, and sell on retail, right? There's a lot of transfer happening in 2022, right? So this is like a campaign that you stages, and this is why it's important to study that. Even some of the stocks that may be not the top 10 or the top volume here, but studying this insider buying and selling will definitely give you the kind of edge in here. All right, so that will be the demo, the power of insider buying, and I do hope you learned something about Tenko. Check out the other stocks that we have in the VSA 360. If you come out anything, just pop it up on the Telegram for discussion sake in here, and you might find a couple of you. So can Tenko go higher in this insider buying and selling in here? And always been the focus of our member, as I said before in here, our 100-day onboarding orientation in here, to make sure that they use some of these in here. And we started in November, so our 100-day on board November should come to an end and conclusion. We do have some winners in here. And also don't forget, if you want to use for our 10-day free trial of our insider buying and selling, some of the things we talk about here that will be beneficial to you. And of course, if you're ready to subscribe, our VSA, including all our alerts, our Pentagon guider, charts that will bring you in and out, inform you ahead of time, lots of benefit in here. And and also check out the video that we done on Wednesday that talks about this profit and selling a little bit more in here, and great review that is coming up from all of you in here. Thank you for coming in here. Love to hear your feedback. Just give us a QR code. And of course, we're going to be looking at a couple of shares right now. If you have any shares, just pencil those in here. Right, we got Amanda. Okay, let's take a look at Amanda. Mr. Lu Chen here. Okay, and let's see. All right. Look at Amanda first. Okay, Bumi Amanda. All right. Of course, the easiest thing is, first thing you can see the stocks going up. You want to see whether there were any buying or not. There was only a call to buy, right, on 9th of January. This is what we call the non-friendly insider, right, activity. There's only call to buy for Bumi Amanda. Of course, Bumi Amanda is rated 4, BE being low in here, and it does have a safety level in here. So that's pretty good. All right, looking at that one. We got Chin Hin. Yes, Chin Hin was one of the stocks. I think we did talk about it. All right, I hope you make money on that, James. Right, and you can see Chin Hin continue to be Dato Sri Chiao Beng Tek. All right, I think James, you're one of our members too, right? And you can see Chin Hin was previously continued to go up. And remember, the market fell, right? We talked about this on the first buying and feature. If you have followed on Chin Hin, you're going to be making money on this one in here. They're still buying as of yesterday, 2.4 million in here. And how high is this fella going to go? All right. So I think at the end of the day, by combining the technical analysis, like volume spread analysis, knowing the fundamentals in here, right, you will stand a chance to make handsome returns by in here. After all, the academic research has also shown that in here. And what more, with VSA 360, definitely you can see, wow, good, look at that one, right? Started in here, 10K, now yielded up, and you're definitely going to make lot of money with in here. All right, yes, but I didn't buy, observe only. Oh, no good. So very important for you to check out the VSA 360. You have not, get the free trial or subscribe to it. I think you're going to be better. The rest of these, all right, okay, we do a last one here for this Lee Mui. Okay, let's look at Fiamma. And Fiamma, let's see whether the insider buying or not. There were a lot of selling here, lot more selling in here. It did move up, and there was a call to hold, so lots of selling in here. There isn't any buying. This is, I always find it very straight. Sell 2.2 million, selling. Wow, a lot of selling in here. There was a recommendation to sell. Yes, a recommendation to sell, and then the market fell back in here. I think on the, sold 950 million. Wong Mi Ling. Okay, Wong Mi Ling. Okay, so what does that tell you? Okay, Wong Mi Ling. That's Wong Mi. You're Long Li Hui. This is Wong Mi Ling. No relation, Li Hui. Alright. Okay. So this, no doubt, it has turned green Pentagon, but you can see together the three folds, insider buying and selling, the VSA plus the fundamentals. Right, fundamental isn't that great. Just look at 2. So it doesn't really justify, one any more than the reason why you should, longer term lah. If you want to trade, fine. If you want to invest, then do take note of the insider. And I do think that the insider buying will give you the kind of edge that most retailer don't have. And definitely, when I was part and parcel of the institutional research, being a fund manager in here, these are very important information that you should have. And right now, it's available to all of you in here for small investment. Of course, you can check out our 10-day free trial right earlier on in here. If not, do subscribe to our YouTube and learn more of what we have to offer. And don't forget to join our Telegram chat room for all our stock market info. And thank you for coming, and thank you for your support. We really appreciate your time with us in here. And let's go out to make a little bit more money, right? Despite the market is bad, but at least the insider buying and selling, which is new feature of the VSA 360, will give you that edge like we saw before. Bye bye.